Hi guys! Kanina pa kayo? Sorry, I'm live na pala. Yeah, so this is Nikki, you also known as Faces Trader, and you're watching the October 2, 2020 Global Market Update. Let's begin. So yesterday, we already got news that Unity would have a competition. It's called Roblox. So Unity competitor Roblox is considering a US IPO. The pandemic-related lockdowns drove gaming sales higher, making this a very good time for online game platform Roblox reported IPO plans. Roblox makes freemium games supported with in-app purchases, operates Roblox Studio, which is a free game creation system, putting the company in direct competition with Unity software. Roblox is working with investment banks for a potential $4 billion private valuation. That would make Roblox a few numbers for you to understand. Roblox has 115 monthly active users, 1.5 billion hours of monthly engagement. It's not sure if it's going to be direct listing or traditional IPO, but Roblox plans to have it within the next 4 months if it's going to be 2021. Now, this is the company, and it's an interesting play. And with that news, some people sold their Unity. So Unity fell to about 84. Let me show to you. Wait, Unity. I actually see this more as a buying opportunity to buy Unity rather than to sell it. Unity went from about 52 to 104. IPO was 52. Unity, I think at 52, it started with about $13 billion market cap. Tama ba? I think so, yeah. So it's about, let's see, let's take a look at the market cap. That said, of course, Unity has a bigger pie in the game. Unity versus Unreal Engine, right? So Roblox is a player in the same field, but it's not as big as Unity. So I would say that it's good to have both. Like I wouldn't say that this competition between Unity and Roblox is a wrong thing. Like you want to have them coexisting in your portfolios. You could see that Unity 67 we buy, 70, 77 we buy, even at 84, 85, 88 doesn't matter. Even if $80, like even if Unity falls back down tonight to about 76 or 80, that one gets a buy rating for me. Okay, another news, of course, TWLO is now breaking above new highs. TWLO is now trading at $280. There's news that there's guidance. So after market hours, TWLO is now trading above that 278. It already is trading at $280 because TWLO said that they are raising their guidance for about $400 million. For those who aren't aware, TWLO develops a lot of software platforms. It's like an API. It's like an API such that your Uber can function, your Netflix can function, all the communications can function. So the thing about Twilio is that it has a direct competition as well, in my view, with Agora API. Yes, we have been buying somewhere here about 44, 45. Last night, it still fell to about 41, 42. My assumption is that Agora business model hasn't really, it's not bad. So at 38.40, we were buying. We saw the doppel bottom here. When it rallied to about 56, we noticed that this was a first sell off here at about 55. So I sold half. That one, which I sold at 55, is a buyback at 45. Should it go down tonight at about 38 or 41 below, I think that is still meriting a buy. So it's okay for me to buy more if it falls here. So there, Agora is a buy in my case. There's also a lot of companies that are doing a lot of SPACs, and some SPACs rallied, some SPACs did not. Let's discuss Velodyne LiDAR. This is a company that used to be GRAF, now it's called VLDR. As you could see, ever since as a public company, Velodyne LiDAR has a very tumultuous volatility. You could see this is Velodyne LiDAR, went from 10 to 22, fell down to 14. Actually, that was even lower than 14. It was 13, then rose to $30, and then now back to about 16, went to 25, then fell down again at 17. So what should you do with Velodyne LiDAR? If you'll ask me, it's quite simple. Velodyne LiDAR is a simple company. The business model of LiDAR is that they make sensors for all the electric vehicles, for all the robots, to automate. So example, you're a miner and you don't want to make your person mining go down and risk his life, the best thing to do is just have a robot and let a robot see. The only way for that robot to see is through Velodyne LiDAR. Or let's say you're Walmart, you have these robots carrying those delivery shipments. How would the robot see? Again, the answer is Velodyne LiDAR. So you can actually read the company more and more. And I'm genuinely bullish on Velodyne LiDAR, such that these drops, it's not unknown to me that 24 people would take profit. So of course, when it rallied to 24, 25, we made a sell there. And then, sure, some of us bought here at about 2019. It went to 16, doesn't matter, because I do believe that here at about 16, even as low as 14, those are buying opportunities. So, ta-da, this is a buying opportunity in my view. Buy it at 16.70, it's okay, and then buy it again even if it falls to 14. Where would you sell? Sell it at 24. Can you sell it tomorrow? Of course not. I don't know when you could sell it, but the point is, if you're investing in LiDAR, you are investing more about the companies that are gonna apply LiDAR to their company, and that's a lot. So accurate vision can only be seen. Safety of your advanced driver assistance systems can only happen with LiDAR technology. And you have two choices. You've got Velodyne LiDAR, and of course, you've got Luminar, which is GMHI, which also dropped. So as you could see, we bought somewhere here about 11. It went to 13.50. We noticed the breakdown at 13, so sell at 12.70. Some of us managed to sell at 13.25. And then, of course, you see it falling down here at about 10.85 and 11. That, to me, is a buying area. So the LiDARs are going down. Why? I do not care. I know that electric vehicles are going to go up. Now, just because a lot of companies are going up means what will we do with our winners? So Roku has been present in all your connected TVs. I would agree with that. You could see that Roku is shooting up to the all-time high space. How high will Roku go? I'd say that it can go to 220 and 240. We're just really holding on. So the last price I actually bought for Roku was just here at about 153, this breakout here. Rallied to 175, fell down to 165, rallied again to 176, 178, and that was a breakout at 188. Some of us even sold this breakout, but just half. Given that it broke out, that 188 even rallied to about 192, had a pullback here at 180, and then now back to 200. I would argue that the traders who don't have Roku would buy even at 200 for a sell at about 220 or 240. That said, whether you're a trader or you're an investor, you should see that Roku is still a long-term uptrend here. Connected TV, the powering all your OS, operating systems of the world, powering all the TVs to be smart, that would be Roku. Also, I would be interested with what's happening with the advertising space. You could see that MGNI, aka Magnite, used to be called Telaria, also known as Rubicon, that would be Magnite. You could see that we were a believer that the advertising suppliers would not, so Magnite does similar to Trade Desk. The Trade Desk is now at 555. Magnite handles the demand rather than the supply. So their clients are more the content creators like Hulu, and they help Hulu get higher yield for their advertising. So they help them. So demand supply on programmatic advertising. I'd say that we also said that about 6 was a buying area, 620, 630. Now it's 720. I think, though, there will be a resistance here at 840, and there will be some resistance at 9. That said, because I believe in digital advertising that powers up your Roku, that powers up your Magnite, that powers up, of course, the Trade Desk, TTD. So the Trade Desk is a huge winner for those who are aware of the Trade Desk. This has gone from about less than 10 to as high as $500 already. You could see that, let's take a look at the 5-year trajectory of the Trade Desk. Ta-da! I think it was like $20, isn't it? Let's see. To be honest, I am surprised that the Trade Desk continues to go higher. I feel that it is a bit expensive. Nonetheless, I'm happy for the ones who held on to the Trade Desk. We were early sellers in the Trade Desk, so boohoo for us. Teka lang, I knew that it was about 200 below, but I didn't know that it would reach 500. Sometimes it's better not to know where the target is. All, hit all. I don't think that there is any new catalyst for the trade desk to keep on rising, except upgrades by analysts believing that the trade desk revenues are intact. Of course, the trade desk revenues are intact. Jeff Green said so ever since the beginning because your election revenues are pretty much already paid for. So you could see that even just in March, 150, now it's already at 550. That is almost triple or almost going to go quadruple by 600. I didn't buy this, but although some of us, I think, have the trade desk. So just continue with strength for the trade desk. It just tells you that digital advertising, connected TV, all these mobile laptops, all of them are doing well. It just and reinforces to you actually that the digital advertising will become very strong. So that's good for your Facebooks, for your Googles. So you could see this from about $20, $30. Now it's at about 550. So you 20x your money in just 3 years, not 13 years. From 2017 to 2020. It's a winner. Okay, let me just show to you a few things that's happening. Rocket launch, RKT. Rocket loans. Okay, so rocket loans went up 10% last night. What's the news here, guys? This is a new IPO, so I haven't studied it. 20 went to about 34, 36, now back to about 20, and then rallied to $22. I think the gossip on Rocket Company is that they're rising because of real estate. The resumption of real estate means that more and more millennials, boomers will borrow money, and that will help Rocket companies because Rocket is in the business of financing. So it's more like a bank for millennials. I haven't studied it. I just know a portion about it. So I will study it. Nonetheless, even from just chart wise, you could see that this is a breakout. 20 is a breakout. 21 is a breakout. It's now trading at 22.66. Sure, you could see some resistance here at about 24, but it looks like 24, 26, 28. If this is really a good mover, then it will rise, right? So it's going to go 28 all the way up. So I'd say that any drops of Rocket companies back to about 22 below will be eaten out. Now, we said that VNet was a cheaper way for the data center. So far, VNet is now trading at 24 bucks, 23.80. So we said that at about 22 all the way to 20 that it was a good buying entry. Right now, it's trading at 24. Can it go 28 or 30? With the market really loving all these data centers, I'd agree that this one has leeway to go 28 or 30. So Vianet is cheaper than your existing new IPO, which was Chin Data. I'm glad that Chin Data fell. The market knew that why would I buy Chin Data when I could just buy VNet, which is already hitting with Microsoft Azure. Now, the thing about Microsoft Azure, of course, you know, Datadog and Microsoft Azure are now integrated, and that made this breakout. So actually, I was already seeing that Datadog here at about 93 was a potential breakout move. Indeed, it really did, no? So the news was that Datadog and Microsoft was integrated. Some of us have Datadog, some of us don't have it. What will you do for Datadog if you don't have it? If you don't have Datadog, I'd say the dips would now be contained here at about 99 below. So I don't think you can enter this at 78 or 90. You want to enter Datadog at about 99. If you have it at 76, if you have it at $90, do add more at 99. Now, of course, if you have it at 61, if you have it at $50, and if you have it at 40 below, you're sitting on a winner, and you can just hold on and ride it all the way till about wherever it goes. So Datadog is doing a lot of good things with Microsoft Azure. You can actually read that news for yourself. Okay, there's also news on DocuSign. Let's just read it out loud. DocuSign is doing AI. So like, I think it was widely telegraphed. Let's read that together. News for you, Datadog and DocuSign. DOCU. DocuSign has been same batch as your Zoom video and also rallied just like your Zoom video. These are your verb names, right? So DocuSign could bounce before another downside test. DocuSign unveils AI-powered contract analytics solution. So DocuSign makes money not on your signatures. Signatures is for free. They make money on handling contracts and ensuring that those contracts, if it has a money in that contract, they will also handle the shipping fee of your money. So they'll handle all of that for you. So because a lot of real estate agents use DocuSign, a lot of divorce papers are using DocuSign, a lot of money is always happening in that document, whether it's a buy and sell transaction of a house, a buy and a rent transaction. DocuSign helps a lot of people, so that's how they make money. DocuSign said that right now they're going to release DocuSign Analyzer. It is an AI-powered contract analytics solution for incoming contract analysis and negotiation. It has been developed as an extension for another AI-powered solution, DocuSign Insights. Insight will enable user companies to search and comprehend documents already possessed. Analyzers will simplify the process of reviewing, negotiating agreements at their arrival. It will assess the risk and opportunity in detail of a basis of a company's legal standard, providing results in scorecards available within Microsoft Word, Outlook, DocuSign's contract lifecycle management solution. Overall, the solution ensures secured, efficient, fast approval of contracts, optimization of agreements for the company's own business segment, better streamlined agreement process. Jim Weiner, the VP, said with Insight will help customers understand agreements they already have. With analyzers, we can now even help accelerate the review, negotiation of new incoming agreements. DocuSign shares have already risen in the last 3 months, outperforming your S&P 500, etc., etc. Yes, for those who aren't aware, DocuSign has been a strong outperformer. But I do think that the 290, when it rallied and shot up because of the Zoom effect, that was still a resistance. So right now it's trading at 220. There will still be that resistance at 240 and 280. DocuSign is not a Zoom video. Then again, of course, DocuSign still has that support here at about 190. So just pay attention, 190 to 290. This is not a quick way up. Even if you have good news, just take note that this one, of course, was just $60, $40 just a year ago. Already up 5x, 5x, yeah. From about 40 to about 200, it even went to 80, so 7x. Yeah, so it was trading at about $40, $30 even, 36. I only got this at about 40 to 65 and sold early too, sadly, here at about 8. Sometimes when you're early, it's wrong to sell early. Actually, it's not sometimes, it's all the time. Never sell early on your winners. It's not cheap. So DocuSign is not cheap. They have to do so well in their earnings front for them to achieve this 250 to 280 valuations. And as you could see, that's already happening to your Zoom video. We noticed that Zoom video will not be able to actually stay ahead of everyone at $500. So at some point, you know, this giant has to consolidate some point. Yes, it was just trading at about, it traded as low as $60. Maybe it can go to 600, sure. It can 10x. 10x in what, 1 year? That's true, but I think that at some point in time, the weight, the heaviness will also take effect, and you'll see it falling down back to about 400. So far, you're seeing the market go up, but Zoom video is going down. It's just valuation concerns. It can go for $100. In terms of valuation concerns, Snowflake is a valued, double the price of Zoom. No matter how good the company is, I don't think that it can stay really strong. So you could see that from 280, it already fell back to 240. It could go down to 220 or even at $200. You need to see these names correct first before entering. JFrog, also quite expensive, falling down. So you could see, oops, sorry, not that frog. JFrog. JFrog is also going down. So I think like most of these names are software names, yes, but JFrog, if my understanding is correct, yeah, I didn't study much on JFrog. Mostly I studied Snowflake. Snowflake is the better company for if you had to choose from both of them. You choose Snowflake, but choose Snowflake lower. Snowflake helps. Snowflake competes with your Amazon, right? Your Redshift, and then yeah, between the two, I'd wait for the rest. Yeah, I'd wait for them to drop 20%. If they don't fall, it's okay. You don't need to be in it. What else? There's a lot of SPAK attacks. Some SPACs would close this week, next week. This one is a SPAC that not a lot of people talk about. So software acquisition, SAQN, aka Curiosity Stream. So it's the founder is your Discovery Channel. So they're doing Netflix for documentaries. The IPOs, usually SPACs, are always $10. It's just steady here. I'll be viewing how it moves on October 12th. Will it go higher? Will it go down? It's steady lang. So downside might be very little, except that your downside is your opportunity cost. The opportunity to invest in other names because, of course, there's that Roblox IPO coming out, Airbnb is IPOing coming out, and so forth. So I also noticed that there will be a new index coming up, guys. It's called SPAK, SPAK. So this is an ETF. It just started last night. This is the newest SPAK, which is really an index of all the SPACs. A SPAC to hold all the SPACs. An ETF to hold all the SPACs. One SPAC to rule them all. I don't know what's inside SPAC yet. So I think it owns DraftKings, one of the most popular SPACs for millennials. But yeah, so far I think I can't buy this anymore. It's too high. I don't see it. I don't see DraftKings steadily going up and up and up without some pullbacks. Okay, so let me just ask you, what are your comments? Let me see if you have any questions and answer your commentaries. Hi, any advice for the resistance and selling area for Zoom and Square? Zoom and Square will not have a real resistance, just minor resistances. So I think like Zoom at about 500, that's typically like the round number area, 500, 510, 520, you'd get some selling. Actually, Zoom at 470 will still have some selling pressure. Square now at 166, rallied from 37. At 166, 170, some people might be selling already at market. I'd say that Zoom and Square aren't buying areas. They're not buying areas today, but they're not like strict selling areas either. Like you only sell if you're happy. It's not like you're not selling it because the business is weak. You're just selling because I'm up 500%, I'm up 100%. And if you're just up 1% or 2%, that means that you entered late, so you shouldn't be involved in it. Trump just tested positive for COVID. Will this have an effect on the market? No, I don't think so. I don't know the effect of Trump being positive on COVID. It just tells you that Biden wins, I think. Any thoughts about Unity at current price? I think that you will benefit from the AR/VRH, especially if it's applied in educational simulations. Unity wins in the metaverse. So yes, I am on the belief that Unity wins in many reasons, many secular trends, mobile gaming, metaverse, AR/VR. So also games, also filmmaking, 3D software. So they do a lot. So it's not just games that Unity helps. So Unity is actually a company that I would buy and hold. Any drops, I would be happy to own. How much is the buy for NVIDIA and Zoom? I bought some NVIDIA last week, Friday, we covered it. We covered NVIDIA last Friday when it was falling at 480, 495. So you can watch my deep dive on NVIDIA. I think that NVIDIA is $1 trillion company, meaning at $500 is going to go 1,500. October 5, Johnson Huang will have another conference on NVIDIA. Probably tune in October 5 for NVIDIA's conference. Zoom, I bought Zoom when it fell 360 just September. I had Zoom since 80, 88. I was looking at Zoom ever since 63 and 70. I finally clicked the trigger plug at about 80, 88. That's when I really bought my Zoom. And then I bought again at under 35. At 500, I won't buy. At 470, I won't buy. I might buy back some Zoom video at about $400. So I still own some Zoom. Those were cheap costs. I sold some at 240. I had to buy it back at 360, fucking 50% higher, but it's okay. I was willing to buy Zoom 360 all the way to 300. It never fell down. How much is the buy for Fiverr? Fiverr is doing so well. Like Fiverr right now is $150. I think it went from 30 to 150. Freelance economy. I wouldn't buy it at current level. I think I'm late, but I don't know if it will fall. So yeah, I think Fiverr I wouldn't buy, but it wouldn't fall. Sorry, I don't know how to buy Fiverr. Freelance economy might be a secular trend. Can you discuss Tesla or C Limited? I've discussed Tesla inside their Austin 10X. You could actually read some articles, but I'm pretty sure that there are better channels devoted for Tesla, to be honest. Like I doubt that I'm the perfect analyst for Tesla. You might as well, I just point you out for Tesla. Better to better to actually watch Science Geek channels like Hyperchange TV. Now you know. Warren Redlish does do very well in analyzing Tesla. But with Tesla, what I could only tell you is that from the short term, like 350, 380, there will be buyers on Tesla. Current level of Tesla is 440. Just last night, Tesla said that they were gonna lower the price in Tesla Model 3 in China to about $38 or $37,000. So that will of course help Tesla get mainstream action. And so Tesla went up again for $40. I don't think that there is a bubble on Tesla, but I do think that the valuation concerns of some people, you could argue that yes, it's a bit priced in, but at the end of the day, Tesla is trying to do so much. So they're doing battery technology. They have their own lithium miners for that battery technology. Tesla's doing a lot when it comes to solar roofs as well. And of course, the electric vehicles. And I didn't even include Neuralink because I know nothing about Neuralink. So in terms of like trying to disrupt so many technologies, artificial intelligence, I just really played the Tesla move in many ways. Like you could play it through the solar, you could play it through the electric vehicle route. So yeah, I'd have to be honest. I made a lot of money studying Tesla. And studying Tesla does not outright mean that it's just Tesla that you own. You can see that there's so many vehicles that win in the electric vehicle game. C Limited, I'm just keeping it. I have discussed this. In fact, I gave it for free. You can just check out C Limited, Peranakan version of Tencent, Awesome 10X. It's just inside this YouTube channel. Inside the playlist, you could see that every Friday I make a deep dive discussion. If you want to watch and understand all my discussions, I charge 2,000 pesos a month. Awesome10x.com. That would be about $40. And I do deep dives on many companies, Tesla, C Limited, and so forth. Do you have any insight on Gravity? Actually, Gravity is very strong. It went from about 40 already to as high as 150, right? I have some viewers who really asked me to study Gravity because they said that it will still go higher. I've not invested in Gravity. I know some people who spend a lot with Gravity, specifically Ragnarok games. So I will try to study Gravity. Don't worry. I'll try to see if I could put it in my study list. So GRVY, aka Ragnarok. Is it a hold or should I sell? You know what? If you're up a lot, like 140% on Gravity, chances are you're in the right name. Usually what I'll do only is sell half if it's going down because usually it won't fall. Like if your cost is like $40, $50, $60, I doubt that it will go down that low. Same for C Limited, like at 160, it could go 110 for all I care. But I think that C Limited, it's going to go $1,000 someday. People would laugh at that target. But really, if you try to study the company for yourself, you'll understand it. What is your position in Piedmont Lithium? Well, Piedmont Lithium, I don't think you'll make 10x your money on Piedmont Lithium. Piedmont already went 10x, like $5 to $50 on the announcement of a 5-year agreement with Tesla. I wouldn't care less if it goes $5 back. So like a lithium miner, it's just a trade. Is Apple a good buy for long term? To me, Apple is more of a wearable play. I wouldn't buy Apple at 110, 120. Apple to me at current levels of 100, 140 is just a trade. It's not a long-term buy for me. Is Palantir a good buy at current levels? Yes, I bought some Palantir at 950. I think that it can fall to $8. Of course, the direct listing price was $7.25. Nonetheless, I do think that Palantir has a great future. Now, of course, I could be wrong. Guys, I diversify. Palantir, I gave it as a free Friday class pick. You can just check my channel out. Palantir was discussed for free. How much is a good buy for Shopify? Shopify, we bought Shopify at the recent correction. We bought it at about 850 just last September, 850, 870, 900. Right now, Shopify is trading at 1,025. I guess there will be some sellers at 1,100. But eventually, if you really ask me, I think Shopify will just go to $2,000 to $5,000. So if you're not worried about the short term, Shopify is just a buy on any large dips. If it drops like 5% any single time, you buy it. Maybe at current level at 1,050, there might be some profit taking. Try to see if volatility will give you Shopify at about 920 below, but I'm not really sure if Shopify will fall anymore. Are you worried if you have 30% of your portfolio on one stock, in this case, Microsoft? So let me discuss how I would have 30% of my portfolio. The only way that my company, that my position on any company will be 30% is if I bought it 6 times, because I usually buy one company 5%. So that means that if I have 30% of my portfolio in Microsoft, chances are I'm already up 100, 250%, or 300% for it to even occupy 30% of my portfolio. Therefore, I wouldn't be scared. So the current price of Microsoft is about 220. For me to have 30%, that means I've been investing in Microsoft since $40 or $50. I could not care less if Microsoft fell $180. I couldn't care less. It's what you call long-term investing. It takes years for me to get into that mode. Nonetheless, I'll tell you what, usually when I have 50% of my portfolio above, I already trim it. So like that means like, example, my 5% went up 10%, 100% up, like SunPower did, like Canadian Solar is going to be like that, Enphase is going to be like that. Usually when you're up 100%, you want to just trim it. You trim it not because you don't believe the business will go higher. Sometimes I trim and then I get fucked up because it went 200, 350% higher. And that happens. But, you just really have to be disciplined. Like, example, Roku. I'm pretty sure some of you are up 100% already on Roku, or some of you are even up 500%. What will you do with your Rokus? Even if you think that Roku is going to go $1,000 someday, you want to actually be trimming so that if Roku fell suddenly next month to 180, well, right now Roku is at 200. Let's say it fell 10% next month or 20% next month. Will you get scared? Of course not. You're going to buy Roku at 180 or 160. Etsy is so strong. Can it disrupt C Limited? Of course not. Etsy will be strong. C Limited will be strong. Both have e-commerce segments in itself. It's different. Etsy is doing 140 countries, helping handicrafts, helping the homemakers who are selling online. That's the Etsy business model. C Limited is different. C Limited is e-commerce in Southeast Asia, but also C Limited has gaming. C Limited has payments. The fact that you can't distinguish the difference of Etsy and C Limited means you need to learn more about these companies, or just subscribe to Awesome 10X. You can learn more about these companies. It's not gonna be disruptive. They can coexist and thrive at the same time. Thank you very much for watching the channel. Today is Friday, so we have a Friday free class. Take note that every Friday is a Friday free class, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. I will think about what company to feature later. So bye-bye. See you again. Awesome 10X. Bye-bye.